and then we got to be good on special teams like we were last. We got to put all 3 phases together.
Right.
And if we don't, we'll be in another fight to the end.
Right, and that seems like all your games.
It is, and that's the way we like it.
Yeah. Now, going into midfield, you guys still alive in a playoff berth, but you need a little help from Hanceville, who hasn't really won very much this year. They're playing Phil Campbell. So you guys have turned into Hanceville fans now all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're huge Hanceville fans all of a sudden. We're in a must-win. We got to control what we can control, and that's we got to beat midfield. And if we don't beat midfield, it won't matter much anyway.
Right.
So we've got to control our part. And if we do that, then it will be in Hanceville's hands, kind of to help us out, and we're going to be rooting for them. And until they tell us we're not in, we're in my book.
Right, that's right. Now next week it'll be you guys and Meek. Is that right?
No, we'll be Southeastern next week.
Southeastern next week, yeah.
Yep, that'll be our final game on Thursday night.
Okay. And y'all have moved it to Thursday night?
Yeah, they moved that to Thursday night because of Halloween and some stuff like that. And we'll travel, so this will be our last. It's homecoming for us this week, and so we got activities, and a bunch of stuff going on.
Oh, it's homecoming for y'all. I didn't realize that too.
Yeah, it's
so
homecoming week.
What time is the parade tomorrow?
We start at 11 in the morning.
Okay.
Yep. So that'll be our parade in the morning.
So anybody that's a real big parade fan, you can get 2 parades tomorrow for the price
it's
of one.
It's a parade day.
Yeah, you can go to Oakman in the morning, and then you can come to Jasper at 1 o'clock, see all the parade you want to see.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Coach, good luck this week. And with it being homecoming, that brings all kind of extra things to the table.
It does.
Y'all are usually pretty good about getting them to focus, though.
We've been trying to focus this week, but we also want them to be kids and enjoy we want them to enjoy homecoming, enjoy all the stuff that's going on. We don't want to take that from them, but when it's time to focus, we got to be locked in, and we got to win a game. We got to win a game tomorrow night, so that's where we are.
Yep. Jonathan, you got anything you want to add?
A little bit, Coach Panter. You mentioned your, I think, 10th grade group. You were high on come through here. At that age, you're looking for leaders, for the next 2 seasons. What do you see, and what specific leadership qualities do you look for in 10th graders?
They're competitive. This group is highly competitive. That's one thing that we need. We need to compete. We got kids that want to compete, and they compete at everything. Another thing is they're really tight knit. They're a close group, so they play together a lot. And that is important because they know each other. They're friends on and off the field. And one thing that I really like is they've got some great leadership qualities. Some of them are outspoken, which you need.
Yep.
And then some of them are quiet leaders, which you need.
Right.
So I think it's a good dynamic coming up. And then when we got some 9th and some 8th graders that are going to mix in there with them at the time, I think we've got a recipe for having a good football team.
Well, that's great. I was down in Oakman last weekend for the Days Gap Festival.
Yeah.
And just received a letter in the mail today from to be invited to the Oakman Veterans Day program. So I'm going to be back down in Oakman next week as well.
Awesome. Yeah. They do a good job down there with stuff, and tomorrow there'll be a great turnout.
That's right.
They were setting out chairs on Monday. We got down on Monday morning, and they were setting out chairs for the football game. So that's what I love about this place.
Yeah, everybody's ready for it.
We got to go down there earlier this season. Signal, we're still having some signal issues trying to get our signal out of there. So maybe next year we can take care of some situations that we can be down there more. But what I did see, great facility. Loved being back down there, and glad to see the progress that the program has made. Yeah, it's a great community. I mean, we got great community support. That's what it means a lot, and they follow us. I mean, when we travel, we travel really well, and we just they support their football down there, and they support anything these kids do. They're about the kids,
right?
And
that's what we're about too.
So that's what makes it exciting.
Well, that's why we're here, and thank you so much for coming in with us. Like I said, hopefully we can do this again more next season, and good luck to you this Friday night.
I appreciate y'all so much for highlighting our kids across this county. Y'all do a fantastic job, and thank y'all for doing that.
And we'll give you a go Wildcats, and then we'll be cheering on Hanceville just as much as y'all.
Absolutely. Right. Thank you.
All right, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the Coach David Reeves Show here live from Crawfish Warehouse.
Go ahead.
All right, and we're back from Crawfish Warehouse. Quick little break there. Sorry, Coach, had to kind of rush you in.
No, I'm glad to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
We got a little feedback going on.
Anybody got any updates on the volleyball?
That's what I was actually looking for. And JJ's supposed to be sending us some before we get off the air tonight.
Okay.
They had won the 2:30.
Yeah, I knew they won that one.
And they're supposed to start at 6:30.
6:30. Got Hazel Green. You know, we finished up early and sent as many of our players down there as we could to support them. You know, Coach Bowen does a great job. Those girls do a great job, and Coach Bowen's staff, I mean, they're ready to roll. So, you know, best of luck to them.
She's somebody that you could have on your sideline yelling at people. She gets intense. You know?
Yes, she does.
Tell us a little bit about the Hartselle game. It was a heck of a football game.
Golly, but I tell you, unless you were the head coach for Jasper, I mean, everybody that was there enjoyed it and loved it, and it's what high school football games are about. You know, I couldn't be any prouder of our guys. I mean, went out on the field and played, and I'm proud of our coaches. You know, great game plan. I mean, had the guys ready to play. You know, it's unfortunate somebody had to lose that one because it was kind of back and forth. I think I was proudest of our guys. You know, we threw the pick six early on in the game, and we never flinched.
Right.
And I felt like that was really a great moment of growth. You know, for our football team. I felt like the Friday night previous against Muscle Shoals, something bad happened, and we kind of tightened up a little bit, kind of flinched a little bit, and we wound up losing our edge and losing our intensity and ultimately the game. But that was the one thing about Friday night that made me so proud. As bad, you know, something bad happened, and you know, we just went out there and played through it and played back into it and wound up giving ourselves a chance to win a really big ball game. I mean, you know, if you'd have told me, hey, we're going to give up 10 points to Hartselle, you know, who was averaging like 41 a game or whatever, I'd have been like, yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, I figured you feel pretty good about
we'll
that.
take it. And so, you know, obviously we didn't win. We're not into moral victories. But I am proud of the kids. I am proud of the growth. I am proud of the coaches. The fans showed up and showed out, and we're behind us, you know, all the way. And, you know, you hear it your whole life growing up that it's a game of inches or there's a few plays that are going to really flip the script. And, you know, Friday night was one of those nights they just made more plays than we did, you know, and my hat's off to Hartselle. Their kids played hard, got all the respect in the world for Coach Newton and his staff and the job they do. And, you know, that's really who we're, you know, that's what we're trying to be, you know, and hopefully we took great strides and showing ourselves as one of those type of programs. Just got to find a way to win a big game.
I felt like Jasper's defense played just about as well as they could play in that game.
Yeah, you know, I was really proud of the defense, you know, but I am every week. I thought they went out and you know, got put in some situations a couple of times and went out and had some fourth down stops and knocked some guys out of field goal range and really held them out of the end zone. I thought it was a great plan, and our kids, boy, they fought to the end. You know, I mean, literally the end. I mean, what was it, 8 seconds left in the game?
And even at 8 seconds when Mackay got the ball, he probably fought too much.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it was one of those things. Do we try and sling it downfield or get and take the chance of getting a pass interference and then another snap, or do you just put it in the hands of one of the best players on the field and see what he can do? And what was a sure easy catch? And you know, we make a couple of plays before that. We don't need to be in that situation. So it all goes hand in hand. It all works together. Special teams, offense, defense, they all feed off each other. To win a big game, you need all three phases. And you know, like I said, I was proud of our kids in all three phases. We just got to do a better job executing and find a way to make a few more plays.
Well, and just from watching it as in real time, calling the game, the one play that was the biggest play of the game there at the end was that long pass.
Yeah. How about
you
that?
guys had two guys on him. I mean, he made a great catch.
It's a great call. Great call. You know, we had two DBs right there. Had decent pressure on him. You know, he just made a big time play. I mean, you know, and that's what players do. He's a really good number 8's a really good player for them. I mean,
and the quarterback was under pressure too. I mean, he made a good throw. It was a great play.
Went up and brought it down, and that, you know, that happens. I mean, that happens. That doesn't tarnish how I see our players or their effort or that football game. Like I said, we just got to find a way. You know, there's probably 25 plays in that game that don't stand out as much as that one, or don't stand out as much as the last play of the game. They were equally as important in getting to that outcome and in getting to that one moment, you know. And you live in the moment, you make the plays, you know, when you get the chance. And, you know, that kid made a great play.
Yeah. Well, and Coach, you go from playing now, it's been 2 weeks in a row that you played undefeated teams ranked number 3 and 4 in the state. The teams had to get up. And now that you're gonna turn around and you're playing a team that's not won a game so far this year. Right. They're on a 99-game losing streak.
Yeah, man, that's really.
I hate to bring that up.
No, I mean that's a deal where you know, I know Coach Coates. He's done a good job. I can look at the tape, and they're improved, much improved from last year. It's hard to win a game in football. It really is. It's hard to win a game once you get to the upper high school level, and it ain't Toy Bowl anymore, Little League, where you just turn around and throw it to the best guy on the field. It's hard to win a game, you know.
Well, and one thing with me, with these kids, I mean, they've lost 99 games in a row.
They keep showing
but
up.
They keep going to the field.
They keep showing up.
That's gotta tell you something about their players.
I had a lot of respect for those kids last year when we played them over there. I mean, I thought they played really, really hard. You know, and I've got a lot of respect for them right now. Now, you know, I think we've had a great week of practice. I mean, our guys, you know, it's just like every week we're not focused as much on who's lining up across from us as we are focused on ourselves. You know, we know the areas we need to improve as you move forward, and you know, and that's what we tried to work on every day. You know, and so it's been a good physical, tough week of practice. I mean, the guys have showed up. The guys have practiced hard. I couldn't be any happier with them and the coaches. You know, hopefully. You learn a lesson. You know, I felt like last year a very difficult lesson for our players to learn was, you know, it was a very emotional game against Coleman in the hurricane that we came up short, and I kind of felt like that hovered over us into the next week at Athens.
Right.
And whether we win that game or not, I know that it wasn't the best version of who we could be against Athens next week. And so, you know, I was glad we learned from that. I mean, we came in, we cried, we felt bad, you know. We got mad about it, you know, and emotional and all those things. And then we came in on Sunday and tried the best we could to put it behind us and move on to the next one, you know. Didn't want it to affect us twice. So we'll see. It's been a good week of practice. I mean, it isn't like we've taken off or slacked up or whatever. We, you know, here at the end, we probably mashed the gas pedal a little bit harder.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably as a coaching staff, y'all are probably really preaching on focus this week.
Yeah, you know, it is.
You can't have a bigger, like, oh, we could look ahead from this team that's 0-99 and it's homecoming week, like all these distractions.
Always makes it tough during homecoming week, and homecoming is such a great week, and I love it for the community, and I love it for the students, and I love it for, you know, all the old heads get to come back and you know that they're still part of our Viking family. And it is a lot of external stuff going on, you know, and that's a talk that we've had you know, every day this week in the team meeting is talk about, let's focus on the internal, let's focus on things we can control. We can't get caught up in the, you know, in the outside noise. I mean, all that stuff is for the fans, and all that stuff is for the students, and you know, for the alum. You know, the game is for us. The game is for our guys. Right. You know, The dance afterwards can be a fun time,
Right.
for all of them. But to get to that point and feel like going to the dance and having a good time, then we need to come out and play Jasper football.
Take care of business on the field.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Coach, I guess we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back to kind of wrap things up. But
sounds good.
Let's take a break from Crawfish Warehouse. If you're out and about listening, come on by and get some good Cajun food here at Crawfish Warehouse. We'll be here till 7. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back on WJLX. And we're back on the Coach David Reeves Show here live from Crawfish Warehouse. James Phillips and Jonathan Timmons. Coach David Reeves is with us. And Coach Reeves, we hit on the fact that it's homecoming right before we went to the break.
Right.
And tell us about what a actual homecoming day exists of.
It's really exciting for the students. Our players will actually we have a voluntary devotion in the morning at 7 o'clock, that we usually get about 35 to 40 of our guys, and then they'll go over to school. At 10:15, there will be a pep rally, a big school-wide pep rally, and really excited. I know there'll be a lot of old heads,
Right.
come back and enjoy the pep rally and whatnot. And
I think they're even doing their toga run at the pep rally.
They are
tomorrow.
doing, that for a while that was done on tonight.
Yeah, on Thursday night.
For a while that was done on Thursday night. I'm not sure
I remember
who orchestrated.
Mr. Darwin was telling me that he had decided to change it back to the daytime thing.
Yeah, I mean, I saw them both. I mean, I liked them both. I liked them both, but they'll get out of school then and get lunch in the cafeteria there at the end of the pep rally and come over to the field house. By the time they get through eating, we'll walk down to the parking lot there and take our place in the parade and walk down, I guess it's probably a quarter mile, half mile to the Civic Center, and then get out and enjoy the rest of the parade. When it passes, the last one passes, our guys will go back to the field house and get on the bus, drive over to a local church and have a pregame meal. And that's kind of lock-in time. That's kind of, okay, the festivities are kind of over for them. They're kind of back in our environment, and so from 2:30 on, hopefully it'll be normal. But like I said, it's a great time for everybody, and we just got to stay focused on the important thing. Yeah. And for us, that's a football game. Yeah. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. So,
Jonathan, you got anything?
Coach, did you catch that Blazers Memphis Tigers game last Saturday?
I did not. I did see that Memphis, I've got a good buddy that's defense coordinator at Memphis. We coached together at UT Martin, and I felt bad. I felt bad this week. I reached out to a bunch of people for some reason. They were just on my mind. It's really tough. You got a new head coach on Monday, so you don't know what's the offense going to be, what's this. You get to the field, and Kitten was injured. Yeah. So you get to see a quarterback that you don't know anything about. You don't have any tape on him. You don't have any idea how that's going to be. And then you got to go out there and try and play the game amongst all that, And so it was a tough gig. I did see rolling across, man. Said they had 2 penalties on the 1-yard line in that last drive. The go ahead. Touchdown thing. So that's heartbreaking. Man. I don't care who the teams are. that's tough. That's tough. And so, I don't know a lot of the players anymore or coaches anymore at UAB. They've all hit the transfer portal or graduated, and moved on. And but it was a big win for the interim coach down there. It was nice for them to win a homecoming. I know that game, the Children's Harbor game, was always special when I was there.
Absolutely.
It was one of those deals. People, you look out there and you're going, "Who's that?" And they have the child's name on the back of their jersey and stuff. And so that was always a very emotional game when I was there.
Is always, that's a rivalry.
That's enough already. Yeah. So you had UAB Memphis, you had homecoming, and then you had Children's Harbor, all in the same venue. That's a lot of emotions to cut through right there in a game like that. And so it was a good game down to the wire. So anyways.
I was watching the score Saturday, and I thought, have they got Coach Reeves back over there on the sideline?
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm happy on the sideline at Jasper. Going to stay there as long as they'll keep me and having a good time coaching these guys and watching them grow and having a good time with the coaches we have. And so, hopefully we'll just keep getting better. That's the ultimate goal.
Well, Jonathan, you got anything else for Coach?
No, that'll do it. I kind of only brought that one up really for James, Coach, because he likes to play out these games before they happen on the field. So I brought up just like, you never know.
Oh man, there's a lot of stuff that went into that. Went into that outcome. I'll share with you real quick and don't mind doing it. We were playing UTEP in Birmingham, Texas El Paso in Birmingham, and the graduate assistants always did a great job at finding film on the backup quarterback, whoever it was, so I could look at him during the week and just know. And we knocked our quarterback out on the second series of the game, and they brought in a guy that we had no idea. There was no tape on him. He'd never taken a snap and all that. And it was one of the hardest games to call because you just didn't know who he was. And it literally took – I'm glad it happened early because it literally took – probably a quarter and a half for us to play into, okay, this is who he is and stuff. So there's a lot of that stuff that goes in. But anyways, guys, thanks for all y'all do. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow night. Fans, come out and support us. Go Vikes.
Go Vikes.
Go Vikes.
Coach, thanks for joining us again. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to wrap it up here at Crawfish Warehouse on WJLX.
Man, appreciate it.
Jonathan Timmons, James Phillips live back here at Crawfish Warehouse in the middle of a menu order.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I was in the middle of ordering. This redfish sounds really good. That's on special tonight.
That's the special.
Yep. And some baked mac and cheese with it.
Collard greens.
Collard greens.
Shut your mouth.
It's going to be good stuff.
Slap yo mama.
That's right.
Woo.
Well, and I want to I'm getting it to go. Usually I sit here and eat and watch the games and hang out with you. But tonight I want to go over to Tallulah.
Yep.
Because they're having horror movie trivia.
Yep.
And my wife and I have won the horror movie trivia for the last 2 or 3 years. So
well, we got to get it going.
Yeah.
We got to get it going. So we're gonna call it a little early tonight. We got a lot of moving parts tonight with with our guys out in Fultondale, and then we got James McCauley and Jennifer Timmons in the studio helping produce there, and that's left us here. And I have been behind the ball on a lot of things. I think.
You've been doing a great job.
Well, the stream initially went to JBE tonight on the Facebook page.
I had no idea anything was wrong.
Yeah, well, the live, you know what? It went live over the air on the radio every time. Oh, we did drop a call. The call dropped in the middle of the first break or the second break. So Coach's first part of his interview got a little cut off. But all that being said,
nobody would know. Because they love us that much.
They love us. They would never once even care to comment on the Facebook section.
Yeah, the only time anybody comments on the Facebook section is when the cameraman sucks.
Yeah, well, good thing we fired that guy.
Yeah, we got rid of that dude. One game and he's out.
Left him in Muscle Shoals.
Is that where we were?
Probably made his way back to Champies.
Yeah.
If I were him, I would have walked back to Champies and just
stayed there and got drunk and listened to the music.
Found me a guitar on the wall and just be up there playing on the streets, making a living.
Well, big week of football here, guys. Now you want to take the time to tune in tonight. Curry at Fultondale is going to be going on at 7 p.m. on 88.5 FM, or you can go to the stream. What's the 88.5 website?
WJBE885.com. That's where you can stream it from our website.
Yep. Or stream it on the Country Legends. No, it's not on Country Legends' Facebook page.
Oh, the Facebook page? No,
yeah.
No.
Oh, well.
We're working towards incorporating that, just like we're doing with our
we're getting there.
JLX coverage.
Everybody can't be as big time as James Phillips and Woody Wilson.
You know, that's the flagship, baby.
The voice of the Vikings. That's what I still like hearing. As a Dora Bulldog.
As a Curry Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
Carrying on the tradition for Brett Elmore.
We love it. Well, Jonathan, anything else for tonight? We got about 10 minutes. We'll go ahead and drop it early.
Yeah, let's drop it early. Let's point everybody over to WJBE 88.5. Catch the Fultondale team play the Curry Yellow Jackets.
Right, Fultondale Tigers.
Oh, there you go.
And, hey, if you're not going to do that, just come on down to Crawfish Warehouse. We may be wrapped up by then, but they got some incredible specials tonight. Like I said, I just ordered the redfish. They've got a ribeye. No, they've got a filet on special tonight as well. And football on the TVs. You cannot beat this place to watch a game.
Man, it's awesome. Looking it up, you got 4 TVs over there. We got the big screen on tonight.
Yep.
Kimmy's in the house tonight. Kimmy's first night joining us on the Coaches Show.
That's right.
So she's bringing in everybody, and she's got her hockey. She's got her Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I see some Pittsburgh Penguins and Florida Panthers on television.
The defending champs there.
That's
Florida Panthers, right?
That's right.
Stanley Cup
coming
champs.
up, we're going to have the Minnesota Vikings and the San Diego Chargers.
And we got University of South Alabama and Georgia State over there behind the bar.
That's right. Yep.
Tie ball game.
Well, until next week, guys, have a good week. And then tune in tomorrow night to hear the Vikings roll over Columbia. We're going to give them their 100th loss in a row.
ESPN's going to be there.
ESPN doesn't have to be there. We'll be there.
We'll be there.
That's what matters. All right. Until next time, I'm James Phillips for Jonathan Timmons. For all of our folks at other areas, we thank you for listening throughout our sisterhood of stations. And we thank you. We'll see you next time on WJLX.